Three things your social media should be telling you if you want a mining job. Welcome to Conversations About Mining. Hi, Jess. How are you?
Yeah, great, Andrew. How you going?
Yeah, really good. Thanks. So this is one that we've been wanting to do for a while. We've got three little things that we think your social media should be telling you if it's giving you correct information about getting a mining job. And the first thing is location. If your
Yeah,
social media is not telling you to, head to Kalgoorlie or Perth or where the actual jobs are at the moment in the gold industry, because a lot of people are still looking for the iron ore jobs. They don't exist
yeah,
anymore. That's all gone driverless. If you want a mining job these days, it's gold, 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 and more gold. Some of the
yeah,
base metals are still looking for people, like copper's quite high at the moment, but the gold
yeah,
price is just huge, and that's where everybody's having to hire new starters. So yeah,
yeah, yeah, definitely. If people are saying, "Oh no, you can get a mining job anywhere," no, you're in South Australia. Yeah, no worries. Like, please, like, just it's easy enough to Google, have a look on Andrew's channel, and actually have a look at where the maps and where they actually are. WA is a no-brainer. Basically, you can almost live anywhere in WA and get an entry-level role. But the other states, it is a bit more specific, and it is a lot easier if you're residential in New South Wales and Queensland a lot of the time. So please do your research. Reach out if you are looking at entry level roles and you're not sure, where you live and if you're going to have any opportunity. Definitely reach out and ask the question. And yeah, they should be telling you that. They shouldn't just be saying, no, wherever you are, you can
yep.
get a job, because that's not true.
And just spinning off that slightly is the shutdown work. Because the
Mm,
prices of nickel have collapsed and lithium has collapsed and all that sort of stuff, a lot of the shutdown work that was lined up for the next 12 to 18 months has all been cancelled. Or, they haven't
yeah,
cancelled it, they've just pushed it back, which in effect is cancelling it for that time period. But I know you've had a lot of people contact you that are working in the shutdown industry, sort of trying to line up their next sort of 6 months and not having
yeah,
much luck doing it. So that's something else to think about as well if you're trying to get into the location of, what area you're getting into. If you're getting into shutdown work, unfortunately, you're going to have a lot of competition at the moment. Whereas with a
yeah,
hard rock underground mine, not so much. That
yeah,
everybody needs truck drivers and nippers and offsiders and agi drivers and all that sort of wonderful stuff. So yeah, that's really important, the
yeah.
location. Next thing is, and this is a big bugbear of mine, failure rate of new starters. If your social
Hmm.
media is not telling you that they go through a bunch of new starters, then your social media doesn't know much about mining. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
It's one of the huge things with us in underground. It's drillers offsiders. It's that, well, I don't have to tell you about drillers offsiders. You did it for a living, but I always like the war stories I get told about how they have to take an extra ute with an extra person out just to take the people that quit on the spot out again, because
Yeah,
you can't just leave them there for days. You've got to take them back to the closest town and put them on a plane and send them home. Yeah, that
yeah.
sort of blew my mind when that started to happen, and that started to happen in the mid 2000s, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's huge, huge failure rates
It is,
across.
and it's across the board. It's a lot of entry level people go, I want a dump truck traineeship. I want to go and dive dump trucks. That sounds amazing. I saw it on the news. You get paid 150 grand a year or 100 grand a year. And like, it's so easy and it's so great. And I want to work half the time. And they get out there and they don't like it for whatever reason. Maybe they're isolated from home and they can't handle that aspect of it. Maybe the job itself, they had no idea what it was going to be like and they're not enjoying it. There's so many things with underground. A lot of the time, it's people get really claustrophobic and freak out underground. That happens. I've seen that happen to nearly everyone, offsiders through to superintendents or supervisors or tradies, that have worked for years in above ground or open pit mines, have come in and shat themselves in an underground setting. So it happens a lot more than you think, of people getting this, what they think is their dream job, going in and being flown out within 2 or 3 days because they can't cope in some way or another. It's not all roses. It's pretty ruthless,
It annoys.
emotionally, mentally, and a lot of the time physically. It's
Yeah, yeah,
insane.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It just annoys me with a lot of social media that I see. They act like getting the job's the hard bit, where from where
Hmm.
I sit, getting the job's the easy bit. It's sticking
Yeah,
out the first 6 months and surviving the first 6 months is the hard bit. And
definitely.
yeah, people really need to know that. And if your social media is not telling you about that, then, you know, God knows what else they're not telling you about. And you probably need to go and have a look for some different sources for your information, because it's one of the biggest things that's about the industry. Unfortunately, it's really brutal for new starters, and it just is the
Hmm.
way it is because of the way the legislation's set up. Everybody's got to train everybody that gets to site, which means that our training course is actually the only training course that's non-employer that you can do in the country that actually teaches you
Yeah.
how the mine works. And if you've got to wait till you get there to actually learn how it all works, puts you on their timeline. And if you don't pick it up quick enough, they ramp the pressure up. And, you know, they don't just ramp the pressure up on you, they ramp the pressure up on the people that are supposed to be training you as well, and all
Hmm.
that sort of stuff. And it just makes it so people just don't want to be there. And yeah,
Yeah.
they have so much turnover. So if you don't know about that turnover right now and you're watching this and you're trying to get into the industry, then you need to reassess what your information is that you've been basing everything off, because it's a huge part of the industry,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Nobody really likes to talk about it that much in the industry because it's obviously a big bugbear, but you need to
Mm.
know about it. The third one is the limits of social media, misinformation, trolls, and etiquette on social media. And I wanted you to handle this one because I know it's you've had
That's
some issues, and, you know, with people with etiquette and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, a lot of misinformation trolls around as well. Yeah, because a lot of the pages that are out there, the mining pages where all the miners are, you know, you don't have access to them because they only let miners in. So if
mm,
you're an entry level
yeah,
person and someone's answering your mining question on one of those pages, chances are that they're not a miner because all the real miners are over on the mining pages. So yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing that always runs through my head when I read some of these answers, which aren't that flash. But yeah, if you want to give us your two pennants on it all.
There's always you'll see in the entry level mining groups or any of the mining groups that will let you in if you're not actually within the industry, and a lot of them have a lot of people in there. Like, they're great groups and they can be used really well, and you can get a lot of good information in them. But you'll always see there's usually the same 5 or 10 people that think they know everything, that have maybe been in the industry before or are in it now, but they've maybe been in their same little old job on their same site, and they give out all the information like the be all and know all of the industry, and it's incorrect information. And, you know, like, I get people saying, oh, you know, what tickets do I need to get? And they'll list off all the civil tickets that you don't need to get, or, you know,
The
oh, you
lady that you
definitely need
came
an HR
across,
license.
the lady you came across the other
Yeah.
day that got told to get an S11 and a cold board medical, and she's here in WA.
Yeah, I had a lady in WA that got told by a company, I assume a Queensland company that's coming over and doing courses in WA, that she must have a coal board medical and an S11. And she'd actually gone through and was about to pay for it. And I was like, please don't pay for this. It's not recognised anywhere except for a Queensland coal mine.
I, I
It's-
didn't even
it
think that they were allowed to sell the cold board medicals anymore, because they used to sell
no,
them all the time, and then they changed the law. The
yeah,
company's supposed to pay for it, but I believe there's some doctors that are still trying to sell
100%.
it. Yeah, so what? It's a total waste
There
of
is.
money.
It is. The coal board medical, just throw that out the window altogether, even if you're in Queensland. But the S11, definitely do not get that. And a lot of the times the company will put you through that as well. So that's another, like, you need to really have a look at what jobs you're applying for and what the minimum criteria are, because a lot of them will say standard 11 desirable, but they will kind of put you through it anyway. So just please be aware of people trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing if they're not, someone with authority that actually has the industry knowledge and even the recruitment or the HR knowledge of the industry. There's a lot of people out there writing resumes and doing all sorts of other things, which great, good on them, get out there, make some money. But if you don't actually know what you're doing and you haven't had the industry experience, you're really just wasting people's time and money and giving them misinformation. The amount of people we have come through, which we've talked about several times, that have spent $7,000-8,000 on all of these civil tickets when they've got no experience, and it's done them no good. They're still in exactly the same situation.
Or to pay eleven
So
hundred
please
dollars
reach
for a
out.
resume only to be set up to fail. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, yeah, it's
Oh,
just crazy.
100%.
Yeah. Um,
100%. And yeah, it's just crazy. And then my next rant is about social media etiquette, because this
please.
really grinds my gears. And all day, every day, Andrew probably has the same. We post jobs or we post videos or we post posts about, things going on in the industry or information about our services and our businesses, our companies. And you have people just type one word answers like interested, please PM me, or they send you their resume via Messenger. They're trying to call you on Messenger. People are very pushy. Just remember, it may be social media, and we may be posting on social media, and we do like to have a laugh and have a joke and kind of take the piss out of some things. But if you're applying for a job and you're trying to get into this industry, please don't carry on like that. Really have a think about what's your name on Facebook, because it's some stupid nickname and no one actually knows who you are. What type of photos do you have on there? What type of groups or comments are you posting on other pages or on your own page? Are you posting, partying photos of you smoking weed or, doing shots on the weekend or, pulled a sickie at work? Just really, really have a think about what you're doing on there. And if you think that maybe some of it might be a bit dodgy or you don't want to not post that stuff, start a new page that is just for work, have it very plain, professional, boring, and just conduct yourself professionally. Don't have an email that says, Jono's ball bag 69 was one that I got.
Big Dick
Like these
Saras.
wild
I had one
emails.
come through.
Yeah.
The other one
It's,
with me is the voice messages too. Like if you've got one of those voice
yeah,
messages that goes, yeah, and they act like they can hear you and all that, and then they go, nah, I'm just joking, all that sort of stuff. Change it, because if a foreman cops one of those voice messages, it's the
yeah,
last time they'll ever call you. They won't muck
yeah.
around with that sort of stuff. Yeah, you need to be professional all the way through when you're trying to do this. And
You do.
yeah,
You
but
do. And these days, employers really check out your social media. Like that's one of the first things we do when we look at a candidate is go and scroll through their LinkedIn, their Seek profile, if we can access it, if they've applied through Seek, your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, anything we can see. We'll go through and look at it before we book you for an interview because we want to kind of suss you out. And if there's anything, obviously people having a laugh or a joke, that's fine. But it's when it starts pushing those boundaries of being inappropriate. It just really, have a think about how you're conducting yourself and even how you're commenting. Like, I'm interested. Like, cool, mate. Like, you and 1,000 other people. Like,
yeah.
apply via the email that we posted up on the top
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
ad,
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Exactly. And yeah, it leads back why the company's doing this, why the company's putting the extra effort in and doing this, because it leads back to the second one. They've got so much failure, they're jumping at shadows, they're trying to pick up any red flags that they think that this person's going to fail at, because they don't want any more failure. And it's like anything else. When you see a problem and you recognize the problem and you're trying to fix it, but you're not getting anywhere with it, sometimes you end up jumping at shadows, and that's what employers do, unfortunately. So, I mean, we've talked about this in other videos, but if if you had 3 plumbers fail all in a row, God help you if you're a plumber applying for the job the next time, because they're just not going to hire you, sort of thing. It just is what it is sometimes. But yeah, no, social media, make sure you clean it all up and follow the steps that we've done, and look into it and make sure that, your social media is telling you those 3 things or talking to you about those 3 things. Because if it's not, then it's probably not going to lead you to a mining job. And that's what we're all after. And if you want to know how to get in, then you can use the 3-step plan that we've got. Jess has got a really good resume package that she does, and you can do the online training that we've got that bring you up to speed, so you can answer all the mining questions that the employers want you to know. But if you've got any more questions that you'd like answered, please send them through. And if you could share this video around and like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.
Thank you.